Ah, sí, lo recorte, cuando hace video recorte, por eso lo hace más bajo.
Está caliente.
Vea cómo estoy. La cabeza está cortada, ¿verdad?
Un poco.
Okay, anyway.
Si lo más para acá, para que
Hello.
salga azúcar.
Hello, this is Paul Martin, making one of my very few videos here, but I'm going to try. I'm doing this because I need to send a message to Hamilton Beach about the state of the terrible state of the marketing and maintenance and customer service in relation to this product here, which is the Hamilton Beach some kind of bread maker. But here's the this is the thing here, so you know exactly what kind of bread maker it is. It is this one here, and that's it right there. So that's the model number, you can see, and this is a very, I would say, good bread maker. But the problem is that this bread maker, which is also very economical, it's a good bread maker, it's economical, it works fine, it's simple, but it has a huge flaw. And that flaw is that these bread pans that go inside, hold on here, are we seeing this, people? This is why I need a director for this. You don't even see the machine. Where's the machine? Oh, there it is. Okay, so, yeah. So the bread pan, which goes inside the machine, is the problem. It's a good bread pan. Everything's good on this machine. This is the tragedy. You got a $65 bread machine that works fine. I smile. And it works fine. And then, so this is the big problem of this of obsolescence in the world of shoddy products. It's just when you have this one little piece that doesn't work. So you say, what is the little piece that doesn't work? That just makes the whole machine useless. So you got this thing here, you got your, and look at it, it's good material, it's all good. Well, you got this thing that's supposed to be here, and that turns the palanca, little thing there, so agitator, right? So what happens though is, whoops, why is it falling out? Because when it gets toasted, after a certain amount of use, and not very much use at all, I must say, people. I mean, if you use this twice a week, this will get toasted by the end of the year at least, if not sooner. Now, so there's got to be, obviously, for this thing to stay in here, there's got to be something holding it in by pressure or some kind of retaining thing. And it just gets toasted and breaks off, and then it just disintegrates basically, and then this thing has nothing. So you got, liquid starts running through at some point, and then finally it just it's not in there anymore. Now here's one, by the way, that I just repaired, which I'm going to show you what the repair is. I'm going to show these guys, the Hamilton Beach people, the repair, where I'm saying, look, why don't you solve this problem for your customers? All right, so here's one, and it works fine now, and it's almost like new in a way. It's not as snug as the new one. Now, how much does one of these cost new online, by the way, people, to be delivered to your home? Almost, or more than $50. It's like 49 or 40 something, I don't know. And then by the time you get shipping, just regular shipping, it's more than $50. This machine costs 60, and on eBay you can get it for less than 50. So what are you going to do? Buy one of these each time and say, you need one of these? It's ridiculous. Can you put the fan on over there, please? The abanico? Abanico, si están cocinando. So anyway, so you got this thing here. So here's the problem. Good. All these parts are good except for one thing. This thing needs a little retainer, a little tiny retainer thing that goes, and there's like a slot here, a recessed slot that you can fit in a retainer thing. All right, and now what that would be made out of, obviously, it's got to be something like plastic that's resistant to heat. Now, I can't, figure out what that is. I'm not a chemist or whatever, engineer. So, but I do know whatever the right size thing that goes in here, it's gonna get enough pressure, and it fits into another slot, which I believe is in there too, so that you've got 2 slots and you've got your retainer in there. They put it in by pressure, and then it's in there. Okay, so how did I figure? I just went around the house trying to find some kind of little things. I thought maybe I'd use rubber or whatever, or just, try, right? And then in my mind, after I prayed to God for help, I said, God, please help me make this work, because I energized my creative mind. And then I found, in my memory, I remember that there were these little things someone had used to make a washer out of a little wire. I don't even know what this wire is made out of. I guess maybe copper. But, so what I did is, I found it, and then I made this one here, like this. And I took this, and I put it around, and it fits nice snugly in, partially, not all fully, partially into the slot that's cut into this axle. And so, I formed it. I cut it down to size so it would be exactly, cut it down, formed it around this here. And I'm not going to show all this, I'm going to show what I can, but I'm not going to do this repair. Why? Because I'm not going to do this repair because I'm hoping that Hamilton Beach is going to take my suggestion, and instead of forcing people to throw out their machine and create into the dump, because they don't have this little thing here, that they will. Because I called up even, I said, what's the part, you have a way to repair this? No, we don't know anything about that, you have to buy a new one. Right. So, all they need to do is fabricate or just purchase somewhere this kind of retainer that will be appropriate for heat and for the size, so that people can get it, and then just slip it on, blip, and then put it in here by pressure, and blip, like I did. Now, the only thing is, when you do this here, so we got this this wire, right? You want to see the wire? Let me take it off here. So that's that little wire, and just gotta get the right diameter size wire. Put it on here. You're gonna cut off the excess. You're gonna form it there, and try to make it be nice and snug. So what I did is I thought that's pretty close tolerance, because that's a thin wire. And I thought if I can just snip it in there, it's gonna go in. It's gonna go, and it's gonna hold, which is exactly what eventually happened. But to do that, I had to. There's no way I could force this little extra diameter into the hole here. So I took a conical file thing like this with a drill. And I open up the hole just a little bit. I open it up just a little bit. Actually, probably too much. But since I have like a ½ an inch to play with, it's okay. So it already got started in there. And then I took a hammer like this, and I had to not to ruin the pana, the pan itself. This part is. See, you can't just put it down flat, so I put it on it like that, hoping that I wouldn't destroy it, and then I hammered it, and it was like tough, but it was going in, and I tried not to destroy it, by using my engineer's touch there, and finally, as I was like checking it to see how deep this was with it, it's coming out far enough, and then in the last couple of hits, and it went boop. And then I got to this, where it was like recessed correctly. It functions in the machine. Functions in the machine correctly because it goes in, seats, turns and locks, and it's all good. So that's how I knew, I was working fine. So in summary, we've got a great machine. Like many things in our dysfunctional world these days, where the manufacturer makes this wonderful machine, yet it has a critical flaw in a tiny little part that they're not willing to deal with, basically. They're not even willing to acknowledge that if they would make a fix for this, you wouldn't have to buy a whole new one of these and throw away your old one or use it for like a hat or something, whatever they think you're going to do with it. You know, oh, recycle. Consumers recycle. How about manufacturers be responsible for what you're making and stop making trash that people have to throw out and then buy a new one, you know? This whole thing of like, oh, you know, I'm so tired with the old car, you know, let's just throw that away or send it to wherever they do. I mean, it's disgusting. So this is a big, I'm making this video for Hamilton Beach and for whoever needs to try to repair this thing, so that you can also understand that the whole ecological problem is that they're making shit and we're throwing out huge quantities. So it's not like, oh, I used a plastic bag, mea culpa, mea culpa. It's the big corporation people who are just making crap that that's the thing. Is it crap or is it not? I mean, as a whole, it's crap if it doesn't work, but it's like a great little machine, and you just need to have this little retainer thing here that they will not sell you. They will sell you the whole thing again, or you can get a whole new machine for less than one of these. It's just absurd. So come on, Hamilton Beach, step up, do something right here. Go to some provider, get the little thing, and make it available on your website so that people can say, well, with the help of a machinist, you know, say, oh, don't, you know, they'll say, oh, we want liability, someone's going to try it, and they're going, oh, I'll sue them because yeah, that's the other thing, right? That's this whole dysfunctional world. So say, you know, with the help of a machinist, put this thing on, have them go press it in, and you can go use your machine again and buy, you know, give it to them for free, this little retainer thing, or include it with the thing, whatever, or stop selling, whatever. It's just like, make this thing work. Let's make it work. So anyway, in summary, you've got a machine that's not working because of this thing falling out. Find yourself a piece of, I guess, copper wire. I don't know exactly what it is. Some kind of wire that's going to be, you know, resistant to heat, let's hope, but it's also flexible enough that it can be jammed into the hole. Then you're going to have to make a little, open the flange up here with a file thing. Open your hole just a little bit so that you can get it started. Once you get it started, put it in there. Put it on something that's not going to deform the deal. This is just a piece of wood, so it's flat here. And then go hammer that in gently, firmly, but gently, checking as you go. Make sure it's okay until the end of this thing here is coming out to where it should be, which is like right there, right? It needs to come more or less flush. When you get that, this thing, which is like going to be tight as it goes in, all of a sudden it's going to become nice and loose because it's at its place, and you're good to go. So this is an actual repair that you cannot find anywhere on the internet, because who gives a shit? I do. I like to repair things. I don't like to throw away perfectly good things because the stupid manufacturer doesn't give a shit. So here you go. This is our actual repair. You can see I'm very passionate about this. But this is me making my first video in a long time about this kind of things, and not even a long time. Who makes videos? I mean, am I a video guy? You know, I don't have a cameraman. I'm sitting here trying to make this thing here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have time to write a script out and do this kind of shit. So I just want to show you. If you want to make the repair, you can do it. Let's call into Hamilton Beach and make them be responsible for the crap that they're selling, which is not crap, which is good, which they just need to make it uncrap by providing the unpacking. Or I guess you could go to a machinist, right? You know, you could, and they would do what I'm doing, is figure out a way to do that. But who's going to go to a machinist and pay a machinist to figure out how to make a little thing and put it in there? Nobody, right? That's Hamilton Beach's responsibility. Okay, well, thank you and have a good day. Is it still on? Oh yeah, it is.